fluttered to the beginning.
Greetings and salutations, viewers. We're the Landstars, and we have a 1 in 24 chance of getting this right on this episode of Story the Path of Destinies.
No, you see, the odds keep going up each time we do it, and...
They needed a game changer. Pieces of the Sky Ripper had surfaced. Reynardo knew that using it could go catastrophically wrong, but he was sure he could figure out how to use it safely. Also, a temple had risen out of empty desert.
Darkest sketch. Dark.
It was a dangerous artifact.
One of us.
It could corrupt its user into a bloodthirsty monster. Maybe he could find a way to use it, to take its power without surrendering to its wickedness. And also, his old friend Lapino needed rescuing. Of course, Reynardo had a pretty strong suspicion that Lapino had betrayed the rebellion, and he had a gut feeling that he needed to use that to his advantage.
You know, I feel like we need to rescue the damn rabbit again.
Aw, okay.
But we're not gonna do anything intelligent with that.
No.
Maybe Reynardo could use that somehow. Lapino. Apparently, the Mad Rabbit had sold a Pegasus that he didn't...
Yeah, we get it. He's a shitty horse salesman.
Yeah.
Trouble given time. But he was out of time. Lapino's frantic message said that the Ravens were going to kill him for being a rebel spy. And that he had a clever plan.
He wears socks on his ears.
First, they'd string him up for that. Never mind the winged horse.
That would be a good way to keep him warm.
Lapino had told him over the
but he wears them in summer.
Well, that makes no damn sense.
Exactly.
Had apparently managed to confuse the judge by
it's just dumb.
That he hadn't actually stolen the winged horse.
It's just dumb!
Where was the prison? The village was empty. Had everybody fled the Ravens?
Let's see, everybody went to the potluck.
Suddenly I'm craving Mississippi pot roast. That's a recipe I'll have to dig up for us at some point.
Ooh.
It's not a classy recipe. It's definitely a make this out of shit you got lying around kind of recipe, but I genuinely like the taste of it. Like it.
Oh, I sliced him in half.
Were frightened.
Badass.
Badass.
Like Mississippi pot roast is like one of the two recipes I keep seeing come up on the slow cooker subreddit, along with the soup, which, to be fair, was pretty delicious. Especially when I subbed out the chicken for sausage. It wasn't even particularly good sausage. It was just this big brick of sausage that my mom had gotten from a local fundraiser that we needed to get rid of, and I'm like, well, why not?
I'm surprised you didn't throw the pork roll in there.
I may have considered it. I'm probably going to use the pork roll for Alfredo this week, and then have regrets.
Hey.
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 I love... Yep. Turkey in the straw, turkey in the hay, turkey in the straw, turkey in the hay.
That song always confused me.
I always love the floating island aesthetic. One of the reasons why I kind of want us to do Skies of Arcadia. Also, I feel, again, like, this is not Raven's fault that it worked out this way, because to the best of my knowledge, he's never played Skies of Arcadia. But like when he was talking about Shattered Isles and like initially conceiving it, I'm like, that's just Skies of Arcadia. And he's like, what? Yeah, that's absolutely Skies of Arcadia. What are you talking about? Oh, okay. Skies of Arcadia is way more weeby than Shattered Isles is.
You're saying you've got like a big goofy ass bird who's based off of a very anime-inspired video game.
Oh no! You see, like most of the humor in Shattered Isles is either just cartoony or very British. Skies of Arcadia, you look at it and you're like, that's Animu, alright. Like, I remember when it came out for the Dreamcast originally, which I didn't have a Dreamcast at the time, and like, I saw the ads for it, and it was definitely during that span of time where anime was still that questionable things that, like, I barely got away with watching. But like, I saw the ads for Skies of Arcadia, and I'm like, oh wow, that game looks super anime, and this is definitely not the Sega I remember from my childhood. But then I played Skies of Arcadia in my 20s as an adult, and it's like, oh, this game's actually fantastic, and like, one of my favorite things Sega has ever done. Which again, considering the various things in Sega that I adore and how much I adore them, that's saying quite a lot.
For a moment, I wish that somebody had been watching.
We're watching.
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
Hi.
Hi.
Dirty and bloody, Reynardo finally reached Lapino. The rabbit was practicing his shuffle.
Gazoodite.
Lapino's favorite
Thanks.
deck. Oh, I thought you were in danger. I am. The ravens are coming. Oh, the prison thing. Right, yeah, we see this guard owed me 53 ducats, so we made a deal.
I wonder if they're actually made out of ducks.
The weasels. Now.
No, they are not.
Capture Zenobia. We find out what she knows, and that's the whole war right there.
Let's see, that means it's connected to Duck Game, because then they just let the ducks murder themselves, and then the losers end up being turned into ducats.
And, oh, his only daughter?
I don't think that's how that works.
That would be worth it. It would be nice to see her. He'd always had a soft spot for her. And he felt sure she had one for him. On the other hand,
Hi, Patches.
he could still get to the core of the Sky Ripper, even if he couldn't get the whole thing. It must have great power.
I feel like we should go for the core.
Okay. Get the D20 for D20, Mom.
Transcendent Emperor
Yep.
had wrapped an armature around the eye of a god. Reynardo had already let that armature slip away to save Lapino's life. But even its core,
Hi,
the
Patches.
eye torn from a god,
Do you want
surely
some
they could
ducats?
fashion a great weapon from that. The core of the Sky Ripper? Lapino's excited. That's an actual thing that we could just go and get. You've been busy. He sure had. Reynardo told him all the things he'd been up to. Soon they got to talking about old times, about wages they'd won and lost, and scrapes they'd barely got out of. It was good to be back with his friend. True, the core was capable of terrible, uncontrollable destruction. But this time, he was sure it would work.
Sure, you keep telling yourself that.
Yeah.
It's beautiful here, thought Reynardo. It was nice to be back with his old war buddy. All right, Lapino was a traitor. But still, it was good company.
And again, good meat shield.
Is he, though? Is he really?
True, I mean, during the evil...
Oh, I think we can go down that well.
Yeah. I mean, during the one Iblis Stone ending, he died in like 3 little pokes by the sword.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, it just kind of dawned on me. Where's his tail? Oh, wait, there it is. It's hidden under his cloak.
Is it?
I think. Hang on.
Like, I think that's just the cape.
He was getting nowhere. Fast.
Maybe he doesn't have a tail. But Lupino has a tail.
That dick.
Unless it's like with Fantastic
was
Mr. Fox where
something
he lost it in an
sour
accident of
in
some
the
kind.
air. Like the earth had ruptured over something that had been fermenting for a very long time.
That's interesting that, like, they described the Earth ruptured and being perhaps fermenting, because they also theorized that the islands might be alive, and we've seen that the core does bad things to living things. So maybe the island itself genuinely does have cancer.
Maybe it's like the life stream in Final Fantasy VII.
I love the discussion of is Final Fantasy VII overhyped, because I give the same answer every time that discussion comes up. It is the game is overhyped so much. It is.
Palpable sickness in the air.
But that's not a comment on the quality of the game. That's a comment on the sheer amount of hype around the game.
Birds, if you didn't count the ravens. Reynardo smelled sick animals and dying ones. No healthy ones. I'm getting a bad feeling about this. Reynardo thought. Maybe Lupino was right. Maybe he should have kidnapped Zenobia instead of coming here.
Open says me.
As he held the radiant icosahedron, Reynardo felt queasy. Like dozens of tiny worms were nibbling his insides. It wasn't
Gross.
healthy to be so close to the eye of a god. How could he use it? He could take it to the observatory. The scientists there could tell him how to harness its ancient power. But honestly, Reynardo ached to get away from it. He brought the core back with him to the Farfarer. But honestly...
They could have used an editor to go over that part of the game.
Yeah, just a bit.
I'll take it to the observatory. You attack the Imperial Outpost. The Imperial Outpost was a vital communications node. Taking it could shatter the Empire's ability to coordinate. And it would be full of secret plans and maps and maybe even rebel prisoners.
Maybe it'll have
It was a
cheese.
good target for a hero like Reynardo. But
I don't know, just like that
Lupino lost the
Aesop
core
fable
to
of the
Empire.
crow and the fox.
That could be a good thing, couldn't it? Was Reynardo ready to take that risk?
Well,
Maybe it was better if he brought the core to the scientists himself.
let's go attack that outpost, why not?
Hell yeah.
Trust me, Reynardo, you won't regret this. I'll treat the core like it was my own baby daughter. As the Farfarer dived
Didn't you
towards me,
eat your own baby daughter? Shut
jumped
up.
and down with excitement. Stop rabbiting around, Reynardo said. Lupino just stared at him. The moment the ship landed, Lupino leapt off the ship.
What could possibly go wrong there?
Nothing, right?
Exactly.
As Lupino vanished into the wilds of the Nexus, Reynardo vaguely remembered Lupino had a baby daughter, didn't he? And he told her mother he was going out to get some Easter eggs, and he'd never come back.
Oh my god!
Wow!
He didn't carry the core anymore.
I didn't know. Wow.
And who knows, maybe this time Lupino would get it right.
And he bet she's not even paying for
Reynardo could take
childcare.
the outpost, he'd have access to all the Empire's communications in the sector. Right?
That was not a joke I was expecting the game to make.
No?
What are you guys dressed up as for Halloween? Just wondering.
Well, clearly they're gonna dress up as Elsa. Because everybody dresses up as Elsa.
I know one year for Halloween we got like, we had a group that was like 5 Elsas, and we were like, oh, this is certainly a thing.
Yep. I mean, you never know. Elsa might have some evil doppelgangers out there. I mean, she was initially going to be a villain, but then they heard Let It Go and was like, ah, no, this doesn't sound like a good villain song. We should make her a good guy. I think originally she was going to have blue hair. And a fur coat.
And eat lightning and crap thunderweight.
That would be impressive, really.
You've never seen the Rocky movies, have you?
Nope.
Okay.
Odd that they never locked these things.
I like that joke.
I mean, to be fair, who locks up apples?
People trying to keep red pandas away, obviously.
Are there even any red pandas in this universe? We've yet to even see a black and white panda.
Reynardo caught his breath. His joints still hurt, but he couldn't feel the poison in his system anymore.
Now that's just old age catching up with you.
Of course he had to let Lupino take the core. The rebellion needed every man doing his duty. And the rabbit would be no good taking on an Imperial outpost, right?
Oop. I don't need you anymore, workbench. Your job is done. I mean, I could switch out my gem loadout, but why would I do that? Yay, I got a level finally.
Reynardo took the outpost with a song in his heart. Soon, he was stuffing his sack with key messages from and to
His sack. That's what we're going with.
Speaker Toad chortled a new message. The observatory had been sacked by ravens. Lupino.
Yeah, he sacked them with a sack.
Taken to the mountains. Why? Why had he trusted Lupino again? And now the Empire had the core. Reynardo hailed the rebel base to warn them. But their far speaker didn't crouch back. Was the base under attack too?
Oh, this is a conundrum right there.
So let's see here. For the next one, we should meet the council.
Okay. Foot. The second one, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
Lupino would have to wait. The core would have to wait. Reynardo had a very bad feeling that something was going terribly wrong at the rebel base.
They probably
This location was
ran out of
secret,
fondue.
But secrets can be discovered. There were Imperials everywhere in the ruins, and dead civilians. The Ravens were killing everything in sight.
Chapter 4, Sparkly!
Rebels among the dead. Maybe the secret base was still secret. There were huge burn marks on buildings. What monstrous weapon was the Empire using here? The core had great power. Had they harnessed it somehow, even though they didn't have the armature? Well, he'd always wanted to do that.
Take that, you darn vases.
Thought about.
We now need an absurd amount of XP to level up.
Yeah.
She could talk to him about comics and talk to her son about history and battles and talk to scholars about the ancient tomes hidden deep in the vaults of the library of Ubar. Oh, Reynardo really missed her.
Nyom.
Nom. Hey, out there.
Reynardo had rescued Lupino and sacrificed the armature. He'd saved the one over the many. Then, he'd abandoned Lupino to save the Rebel Council, sacrificing one to save many. Well, if I ever get out of this alive, he told himself, I'm gonna have a talk with me.
Don't worry, you're not getting out of this alive.
You're getting out of this in pieces. Wow, we really are gonna need a lot of XP for the next one.
Yep.
The ruins were on fire. But the Ravens had rigged up the core as some kind of burning ray. They wouldn't need to know the secret location. They were burning everything.
If all else fails, use fire.
Their black feathers littered the path. He would have to take the core from them. It was the last thing he wanted to do.
I think I already got that note too.
Well, we can check to see, but
Yeah.
I think you probably did.
Let's see. Yep. Punish,
Yeah, we did.
terrorize, humiliate.
See, not to bring up Omen Sight again, but I'm about to bring up Omen Sight again. Like, in Omen Sight, I did unlock all of the endings.
Yep.
Because, like, they all felt narratively useful. They all fit into the greater weave of everything that happens. Whereas here, like, once you get the four truths, like, so many of the endings just kind of feel redundant.
Yeah.
Again, this isn't a bad game, it's just Omen Sight did almost every single thing better.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was every single thing, but...
Yeah, it was clear they learned from what they learned from stories.
Boy,
Yeah.
if looks could kill. rebel base seemed quiet. That was good. Also, it seemed to be burning. That wasn't so good.
Zool!
No door.
Door!
Which door backwards is rude.
Rude.
As the last raven fell, Reynardo felt worse than he ever had. The core was killing him, again. The council members cautiously came out into the smoke. "You saved us," croaked the speaker. They would put the weaponized core deep in a cavern, she promised, where its poison could harm no one. They would heal him if they could, she said. No, he's a weapon now. We need one. I'll lead the charge. "It will kill you," croaked the speaker. "I guess it already has," Reynardo said. She bobbed her head gravely. "When all this is over," she said, "we'll name our new capital city for you." He flew towards the Imperial fleet, a myriad ships in disciplined formation, waiting for the signal to destroy the rebellion forever. Behind him, the rebels were charging. If he failed, they would die. So the final battle began.
Dawn of the final day.
Dawn of the final day.
Everything hurt. It was unpleasant to fight this way. With each blow he struck with his sword, he felt weaker. Yet each time the core fired, it got brighter. As if the heat from the burning ravens and buildings only fed its hunger. He wondered where Lapino was. Wasn't he supposed to be in the battle? No. He'd been captured, hadn't he? Oh, Reynardo's mind was smoky now, like the burning fleet. He hoped this wouldn't take long.
He didn't even need to aim it.
Yay, apple.
Which is good because we're once again dying gradually.
Yeah, we ate an avocado before bedtime again.
I don't think that's what happened. What do you have against avocados?
I mean, I like guacamole.
Guacamole is just mashed avocado with other things in it.
Exactly. Just don't have it before bedtime. No, my apple! That's fine, there were 3 more.
You know, avocados are a type of fruit.
True. And cashews come from a fruit.
It's the craziest weapon ever used.
REYNARDOPOLIS. Vulpus Major.
Vulpus Major would be awesome.
Lando. a capital city after him. Well, he just wished he had a better name.
Otisburg?
He missed Lupino's bitter outbursts. Or did he? Lupino had gotten him into this mess, hadn't he? The core was a wonderful weapon. It swept fire across the fleet. Ravens exploded in its gaze, and with every heartbeat, it grew brighter. He would die. But he would die every inch a hero. Spectacularly, changing history like the legendary heroes of yore. Or was it yore? He couldn't remember anymore.
Everything exploded.
Welp.
I know, right?
I do love the set piece of us just attacking this giant fleet. Especially because it has us go up and down. Giving that feeling of depth. It's not just a straight line of ships, it's... this gigantic formation.
Yeah. Okay, fine, I'll stand in
Reynardo
position.
fell to his knees. The Emperor's bodyguards were lined up before his ship. Fierce ravens, all. And Zenobia. She was conjuring.
She's giving us the middle finger.
He could not take another step. All he could do was fire the core. The ravens, Zenobia, the ship, all burst into flames, disintegrated, and blew away. So they had one, after all. The core grew brighter. He shielded his eyes, but he could still see it through his sleeves and through the flesh of his arm. And then he felt heat, as the fire grew to consume both fleets. And then he felt nothing.
Welp.
Yep.
Oh, again? But he already had all the secrets he needed. He was sure of that. He must have not used them the right way. What was the best, worst mistake he could make?
Game is really being like, go here.
No! Fuck you!
Exactly. I mean, look at this. We got 3, 7, 10, 14 more endings to get. And by golly, we're gonna find as many as we can. But in another episode. So, until then, we're the Landstar saying thank you very much for watching.
Everything's on fire.
Yep.